You know, it's bad enough that I have to come here and be screened for cancer, and I'm going through a lot, and that they wouldn't reschedule my appointment, which I had to wait months for anyway, because of the blizzard, so I had to slide all over the Q Bridge and risk my life to get here. They didn't tell me that they don't validate unless you go to valet. There is no valet in the building I was in. They didn't tell me that it's cash only until I got to the garage. I only have $2 literally to my name, and it's in my bank account, and now I'm gonna get a bounce check fee of 30, 40 bucks because I only had $2 in my account, and they insisted I use a debit card because they wouldn't validate the stupid parking ticket. And I don't get paid till tomorrow. So this is just, there's no mercy in this hospital. And now they say that they're not gonna be validating anymore after January 1st, nor taking cash anymore after January 1st for all of Yale Hospital's parking. So, you know, poor people like myself and sick people who are already going through enough in life are gonna have even more difficult time just trying to get here. Now, considering Yale is a Masonic organization, skulls and bones, I am not surprised at all that they do this shit to people. Thing to people. But whatever. The card did not decline, so thank God for that. But I will get a hefty fee now from my bank because I only had $2 in there or less until Friday, tomorrow. So now I'm gonna lose another $30 from my paycheck just because I had to come here and do a cancer screening. And I had $20 cash on me that Donna let me borrow until payday, and I had to use the card anyway, so whatever. I don't know, pray for me if you want. I could care less anymore. I'm really stressed and beat and just drained from, physically exhausted from what I just had to do in there. There's a lot of straining and physical exertion and all kinds of stuff, and just humiliation, and I thank God that I'm able to get these procedures done. You know, I don't know, obviously it needs to be done, so I'm not trying to be an ingrate here. It's just nobody likes to have to be in hospitals all the time, and nobody likes to have to do really humiliating probing tests with all these people looking at you naked, and, you know, like, if you really want to know, like, I don't even want to get into detail what I had to do today, but it was really, really probably the most humiliating thing I've ever had to go through in my life at this point. This takes the cake. I mean, I've had things shoved up the front, big tubes. I've had with 20 people watching. I've had to look at my prostate and stuff. I've had people up my other side. You know, I've had all kinds. I've had to think balloons, all kinds of stuff I've had to endure lately. But this today was just the worst. Like, I don't even know what the test was called, but it was it wasn't painful. It was just very uncomfortable. I guess I'm just too proud, and, you know, I don't know. I don't like people seeing me naked, and I certainly don't like having to go through these things, and I'm sure this will probably be the last one, I hope, and unless they find that there is a problem, which I have a bad feeling they are going to, but if they find that, then there's going to be serious surgeries and stuff down the pike probably very soon, and terrible suffering up to, you know, like, I mean, put it this way, if I have colon cancer or something, I'm going to have to wear a bag or something, you know, and I'll have to go on disability, and there goes my vocation, there goes my life, and there goes any prospect of marriage, anything else. So we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully, it's not going to be bad news, but, I don't know what to say. I mean, there's a lot of people that go through this, and, you know, I'm a Christian first, so I offer it up. I offer up the humiliations. I offer it up for the conversion of souls. I do wonder why. I mean, the Lord provided a miracle last night for me. He answered some prayers, and in a profound way, and sent somebody and explained some things to me, and I needed that. I needed him to do that for me because of all that I'm going through, and so I'm glad that the Lord is still with me. I just would like to know why I have to go through so much illness and stuff that most people never have to endure. Just odd stuff, like the 1 in a million stuff, like that never happens to anybody. You know, the stuff you see on Dr. G Medical Examiner and that they find in autopsies, that's me. It's like I'm an alien or something. And it's really, really humiliating. And I'm just wondering, how does this make me a saint? Like, like I know suffering and stuff, but some of this stuff is just, I don't know. I wonder if I'm being punished for sins of the past. I don't know. It is what it is. Um, I'm just hoping my checking account doesn't bounce. It probably did already. All right, so pray for me that the results come in within the next 24 to 72 hours and that they're not cancer. If it is, we'll handle it as I handle everything else. What are you going to do? You keep the faith to the end, and, we're all going to die sometime. So I'm not worried about the death part. I'm not even worried about the pain and suffering. I've been suffering so much pain for many, many years now, and all sorts of kinds of pain, and emotional, physical, you name it. I've gone through it. Losses, heartaches, tragedies, terrible surgeries. So I'm fine with that. It's just, I just want to know what I can do. Like, I really wanted to go back to seminary, and I still really wanted to be a priest. And if there was any question of having a marriage vocation, that went down the tubes about a day or two ago. I finally had to say goodbye to this girl I've been talking to since before I went to seminary, and she just really let me down and disappointed me. And as she can go to adoration every day till Jesus returns, but you know what? Being a cold-hearted, selfish person shows that you lack love and charity and humility, and being selfish like that, I don't see how you're going to go to heaven and be a saint, because God says he wants love of God and love of neighbor, and that's not how she's been treating me. So that's done. And that, I really liked her. I very rarely like people. I rarely let anybody in. And, I'm going through hell, and she knows this. She knows I'm in bad, financial situation. She knows that I'm going through cancer issues or cancer scares. She knows that I'm, going through real bad right now. And instead of being there for me and being my girlfriend or wanting to be my girlfriend, and she just added further insult to injury this whole time. And she was one of the reasons why I left the seminary sooner than I probably would have, because she was so adamant that the Lord wanted us to get married and this and that. And she would take me in until I can get back on my feet and this and that. And they were just treating me so terribly in seminary. My health was declining. I left, and I was supposed to be moving into a mother-in-law apartment with her. And because she knew I had no money and no car and no job. And I had to travel 1,000 miles to get there. And it was so scary and uncertain for me, and I was very upset leaving the seminary. And then when I get here, after a 3-day journey, she changes her mind, and I had to move in with Donna, a 74-year-old neighbor, former neighbor, and thank God for her, I would have been on the street. And even Donna brought me to a homeless shelter first, and when they realized there was no room for me, and I would end up having to sleep under a bridge, she consented to let me stay. And I was really hurt by that too, because I can't believe she even, first thing crossed her mind was just drop Steve off at a seminary, at a homeless shelter. And my family would not be there for me, and they know I'm not well, and they know the heartache that I'm enduring from losing my vocation, and and they won't even talk to me. My stepmother will not even answer my calls, like, still, this whole year. They just basically told me that to go die, on the street. So I am going through a passion that is similar to our Lord's in some way. I hope it means that I'm closer to him, that I'm going to go to heaven, because otherwise this is just a cruel existence, and I don't know why anybody would even want to be down here. Because to have nowhere to lay your head, to be going through pain and suffering and illness, and everybody turns their back on you and throws you to the street. I can't fathom why. I would never do that to anybody, so especially my family. When they had cancer, I begged God to give it to me so that they can live. I fought for them. I spent days in the hospital praying out of the Bible around their bed until they recovered. I am going above and beyond for everyone with everything that I do. My patients at work, anything I do, I try to do to the fullest with integrity and love for people, for God and for neighbor. Do I get that back down here? No. I'm not. Am I looking to get it back? It would be nice, but that's not why I do it. I'm tired of getting kicked and slapped, but you know what? So is the Lord. They spit at him, kicked him, crucified him. He went through hell, and he's never going to do that to me. He said that we'll never have to go through that kind of suffering, but to count it joy to be partakers in some of his passion. So I might even be martyred one day with the way things are going and my strong faith and devotion. But at this point, I don't care. I've gone through enough. What the hell is another death? So I just hope to get to heaven after all this. But I know what it's like for Jesus to love the world so much, to love people, and they don't want him. They don't love him. They don't care about him. It's sick. It's cruel. What we do to the Lord after everything he's done for us. And so I'm trying to get out of this parking lot now, so I'm going to end the video. But what I've been learning through all of this pain and suffering and illness, and my family and every friends betraying me and leaving me when I needed them most, is that this is what happened to Jesus and to many of the saints. They were, nobody wanted them. They all they did was love and sacrifice themselves for people, and it didn't matter. People just don't care. But Christians, the people who have helped me, who have been there for me, like Donna, they're Christians. They're real Christians. Anyone who's a weak in faith Christian or a fake Christian, nope. They threw me to the curb. So, you know what? And then they think that they're going to go to heaven one day? Are you kidding me? Good luck with that. Because if people like me strive very hard to do everything right by God and to get to heaven and endure extreme persecution and suffering, and then you people think you're just going to not go to church, not do anything right, and just waltz right into heaven, yeah, right. Good luck with that one. I mean, the Lord is merciful, but he's also just. So, come on, take this stupid ticket. I just want to get out of here today. Can I go home? Yay. Alright, so yeah, this is cool. I can actually talk to you guys while I'm driving. Alright, so anyways, yeah, I mean, that's my story. I hope that this is all going to lead people somehow to God, to have faith. Put it this way, if those of you who know me, you know what I've gone through in my life. And if I can still tell you that Jesus Christ is Lord and that you need him, and I can still keep the faith after everything I've endured so far, there's no excuse for any of you not to have faith, not to believe, not to go to church, not to sacrifice, not to do what you need to do for God, because that's pathetic. I mean, a lot of you guys are in way better shape than people like me. You're not dealing with chronic illnesses and cancer scares every year and loss of everyone you love, your home, your jobs, your vocation, your girlfriend, your fiance, your family. I mean, I've lost everything. I'm afraid to have anything anymore or to love anything but God, because it gets taken away. And so, if I can get through this health scare, I'm not scared. It's not scared. It's if I can get through this and and God will cure me somehow, then I want to get back into religious life. Certainly. I don't care if I have to be a monk at this point. It's too important, and that's all I want to do. I don't have anything left anyway but God, and that's all that the saints want in life. When you have God, you have everything, right? That's what it's all about. So I want to join religious life. I want to be a priest, or at least a brother, a monk maybe. I want to do something with the rest of my life. I just don't see how I'm going to be able to do it if these health issues are going to remain chronic the rest of my life, because it is very hard to get into a religious order or community unless you're young and intelligent and have college and in perfect health. And I don't have any of that going for me. So, but I have faith that would put most priests and maybe even the Pope to shame. I have miracles. I have God and his mother. I mean, I have things that are unique, and people don't like it, or they don't believe it maybe, or it doesn't matter to them. I don't know. It's so backwards. I just wish that, back in the days, 100 years ago or more, I would have probably been quickly made a priest if people knew what they know about me now, If they knew what I've seen and endured in my life, and what the Lord has done for me in my life. So why is it so difficult now? Why are there so much red tape? I mean, I don't see people lining up to want to be priests and give everything away and die for the Lord. So they really shouldn't turn people like me down when that's all we want to do. Hold on. Come here. Sorry, it's all I got, man.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. God bless you. You too. Merry Christmas. Thank Jesus. Sorry, I had to, every time I see a homeless person, I usually have water or snacks or whatever in my car for them. I mean, I know what it's like, and I pray to God every day I don't end up on the street like them. And it could happen at any time. Oops. Sorry. I dropped you. Alright, well, I'm going to let you go now because I'm getting on the Q Bridge. God bless you all. Pray for me. I love you. Bye.